Are you planning to send your books out to be graded by CGC, PGX, or CBCS? If so, you want to stay tuned to this video because I'm going to show you how to bundle your books up to ship them safely wherever they need to go. Stay tuned to this video. Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, I'm going to answer your question around how do I bundle books up to be sent out for grading, specifically in my case, CGC. I'm doing this video because a few of you have reached out to me to ask me what's my process for bundling books up. So I'm going to show you step by step what I do to package books up to ensure that they safely arrive where they need to be. And so all you need to follow or to do this process is some bubble wrap, a couple of rolls of tape, a pair of scissors, some cardboard, and a little bit of patience. So here it goes. All right, so I have a couple of books here that I'm going to attempt to bundle up to send off to CGC. I have two pieces of oversized cardboard that are going to essentially form the brick that I'm going to build. And as you can see, the cardboard is definitely oversized versus the overall size of the book itself. Some extra spacing, maybe an inch or so on the top and the bottom, and a little bit less than an inch on the sides. But the cardboard is essentially larger than the book to provide protection for the books that are inside. The bricks that I build will work roughly for a single book all the way up to maybe 10 books or so. I tend to build my bricks using a smaller number of books, but I will put multiple bricks in a box to be shipped to CGC. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the 3 books that I have and I'm going to stack them together. And I'm going to take a piece of tape, painter's tape, and put one piece of tape on each one of the sides of the stack of books. I'm running a little low on painter's tape here, so hopefully I can get through the video. If not, I have a small a roll of masking tape that I can use instead. I prefer the painter's tape because it comes off very easily off of, for the most part, cardboard, plastic, unlike Scotch tape and some of the clear tapes. So I'm putting a small piece of the painter's tape at each one of the corners. You can see I wrap it around the back side to essentially hold these books in place. I'm then going to place the stack of books that are taped together in the center of one piece of the cardboard. I'm going to use some additional tape to secure the books, the stack of books, to the bottom piece of cardboard. And what I like to do is to kind of offset them. So you'll see one piece of tape is here. I'm going to put the next kind of kitty corner. And what I'm doing is placing a piece of tape on the top of the stack of books. I'm kind of using my finger to slide the tape up against the stack of books and then press it down into place. So it forms along the side of the stack of books so that there is no wiggle room. And I basically repeat that process on each one of the sides. So I'm going to go kitty corner, pressing down to seal that down. And then you can see it's flat against the stack of books, and just kind of wrap the excess around tightly. This piece is going to go here at the top. Press it down and wrap it around the back side, okay? So there's now a nice amount of tape kind of holding the stack of books together, and then a tape holding the stack of books to the cardboard. So nothing is moving, right? That thing is on there. That's on there pretty tight, okay? The next thing I do is to take the second piece of cardboard and I place it on top of the stack of books that are now taped to the bottom piece. I take my tape and I basically repeat the process. And what I like to do is to offset. So the piece of tape that taped the stack of books to the bottom piece of cardboard is on this side. I'm going to apply my tape that holds the top piece together on the opposite side. So now this is the tape inside, this is the tape outside holding the top piece of cardboard to the bottom. And because this one is in the top corner, I want to place this one kitty corner to that on the bottom. Okay. And then if you remember, on this corner, it's on the bottom side. I'm going to place my tape up here at the top and fold it tightly around the back side. So this approach in my mind gives me a little bit of support where I'm kind of spreading out the weight and the resistance, because everything is kind of spread out across the brick. So basically what I've done is now attached the top piece of cardboard to the bottom piece of cardboard, and everything is very tight, nothing is shifting, and this is the start, if you will, of the brick of books that I build. And I basically just repeat this process all over. So now I want to show you how I actually wrap this in bubble wrap, and it's this complete brick wrapped in bubble wrap that goes into the packing box. So I'll show you that step next. Okay, so now what I've done is pulled together two maybe 5 foot stretches of bubble wrap, and they are equal in size. And now I'm going to apply that bubble wrap to the brick that I built. I'm going to basically place the brick at the very end of the bubble wrap. I'm going to fold it around. I'm not going to use any tape here, but I'm basically just going to kind of roll the brick over and over in the bubble wrap until I reach the end of that 5 foot stretch, and that is packed pretty tight. I rolled it fairly tightly as I went down. So for this next step, I'm actually going to use some packing tape, and of course I need a pair of scissors. I like to use packing tape on the bubble wrap. I feel like it sticks much better than does, of course, painter's tape taped to plastic. So what I do is I get a small piece of this tape, and I'm going to grab the very end of the plastic of the bubble wrap, right? Grab the very end of that. You're going to wrap it tightly around. So this tape is now sitting pretty tightly. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to write here and draw an arrow, basically pull here or cut here, however you want to look at it. So you can see, hopefully you'll be able to see that. Basically says pull with an arrow here, and this is the piece of tape that's kind of wrapped around to give them some guidance. If you've ever received a package that someone has taped up where they've placed packing tape on plastic bubble wrap or plastic of any kind, it's always very difficult to see where the edge is. So I put a little guidance here for the person that's going to be unpacking this thing. So I basically do the same thing for the next 5 foot stretch of bubble wrap, except I do it a little bit differently this time. So I take my brick that is now wrapped in one section of bubble wrap, and I turn it around. So the first time I wrapped it this way. I'm now going to wrap it this way to basically close off and protect this end of the brick to prevent anything from slipping inside of this crack here, right? Because this side is protected, these sides, if you will, are protected with the bubble wrap. So now I want to protect the open side. So I'm going to do the same process. Place the brick in the middle, fold over the edge of the bubble wrap, and then I'm going to roll it. Well, I should say flip it. All right, and now we've pretty much reached the end of that. And so now we have this little flap here. Oh, just lost my tape there. Looks like I'll be taping up a lot of things. All right, so I've cut off a small piece of tape. I'm going to do the same thing. Grab the edge of the bubble wrap with the tape. I'm going to pull it a little firmly and lay it down. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to write here on the tape, arrow, and the word pull. Pull here or cut here, however you want to do it. So now that's written on the other side. You can see the writing for the other one on the inside. But now I've given a little guidance to the people that are unpacking this to pull this, unwrap it, turn it the other way, and undo the rest of the bubble wrap. So there's a little bit of excess on the sides here. I actually don't even worry about that. I think that's perfectly fine. But this is essentially how I try to create bricks of my books and then protect it and insulate it with some bubble wrap. All right, so what I want to show you is I've essentially created 3 bricks already. These are 3 separate bundles that I'm going to be sending off to CGC. And you can see I'm using a fair amount of bubble wrap to protect these books. My thing is, I don't think that you should go cheap when it comes to protecting your books, especially during transit. This brick here is 1 book. This is actually Iron Man 55 that I've put a fair amount of bubble wrap around, and again you can kind of see I follow the same process whether I'm doing 1 book or I think there's about 8 in this one. I'm still using a fair amount of material to ensure that this book is, or these books I should say, are being protected. The next step is going to be inserting all of these bricks into a box that is appropriately sized for what I'm sending. My goal when I send books is to get a box that is big enough for me to insert copious amounts of bubble wrap or peanuts or whatever it is that the shipping place has for me, to ensure again that I'm minimizing the amount of room for these books to move around, but providing a lot of extra protection and cushion around the books to protect them should someone choose to drop the box or drop a box on top of this box. So the goal again is to get a box that fits just right for you to be able to pack it full of enough protection and insulation.